Alright, finally got those holes plugged up. That's awesome. That was driving me nuts, having those holes open. But yeah, that just needs to be welded up. Everything's tacked on. Now let's get these side panels on. At least these two. This will need just some hinges, a little framing. We're going to make a door. Beautiful day today. Decided to do a little reinforcement here in the center section, just to make this lower part a little more rigid. I'm sure it'll be fine, but I want to make sure there's as little flex as possible in this body. Probably reinforce the frame a little bit too in some places. I don't mind having flex from here back, but this stuff we don't want flexing too much. So we'll do a little reinforcement. And this section will get reinforced slightly because I'll put a little hatch here and that'll have some framework. Alright, there's a little access hatch for getting to the water pump. I'll grind the welds flat and sheet over that. And just like the openings to the air conditioner and the vents, come through with the plasma cutter or cutting wheel. Just cut those out from the inside, and then I'll have the opening I need. I'll put some hinges, have just a little door, and then I can check on things. And we'll do the other side as well. Have the hatch on each side to check for leaks or whatnot. It's also going to reinforce this back corner here, and I'm going to add some support on this back wall section as well. Just some gussets or something to beef up that little bit, and we'll have a nice sturdy section to keep this frame from flexing on the body. I should be fine, but just a little extra reinforcement. Alright, you guys, I do believe we have all the sheeting done on the outside, except for those two openings right there. Those are going to be doors. I'm going to frame up and make a little door for them on each side. For the hatches. Which we will do later. We'll get these done next. So I can primer at the outside and then so yeah, coming along. Gosh, it's looking great in here. The subfloor or the basement area. Let's see here, which would be the subfloor? I think that would be the subfloor. This would be the floor. So we still got to build out the subfloor. I'm gonna do a little bit of framing, try and close these gaps, and then I can just lay sheet down and kind of do what I'm doing here. So yeah, we got those holes, vent holes, air conditioner hole, another vent hole. Probably go around with the plasma cutter and zip those out. Coming along though, coming along. I like it, I like what I see. Yes, starting to look like a house. Closing up. Oh yeah. Stay tuned everybody, got lots coming up. Baby deers. Just got back from the welding store, welding supply, got me some welding rods because earlier this week I went and got my stick welder, my arc welder, an old Miller 225. I don't know what this thing is. Got it off Craigslist a long time ago, up in Woodland. Well, it's pretty good. It'll save me on some gas, and for the thicker stuff like I'm gonna do on the frame, I might be welding some things onto the frame. So we'll use this for the thicker stuff and save me on some gas. Been a long time. High school welding was all stick welding. There was a wire feed in the middle of the room, or a MIG. I had a MIG in the middle of the shop, and we never got to use it. I don't know if that was for welding 2, which had the TIG welder. The welding 1, you did torch and soldering, and so we did some forge work. We made a boat anchor, and then we made a twisted piece of steel fence latch in the forge. A lot of fun stuff in welding 1, but we never actually got to use the wire feed, so it was all stick welding. So I'm going to go back in time a little bit. This is going to be probably a little nostalgic getting back into stick welding. It's been a long time. I liked wire feed just because it's a smaller unit, easy to carry around. This isn't too bad. I can actually carry this too, and I might actually make a handle for it. But yeah, I got out the old stick welder. That should be fun. I always liked stick welding. Just a little more finicky, always having to replace the rod depending on what you're doing. It's got like a friggin', this looks like a jump cable clamp, which has seen much better days. Not my doing. This came to me like this, but it's worked. But I'm gonna go ahead and replace that. We got one up to the welding supply had this. They go from 180 to 300 to 500. The bigger ones were really expensive, so I got the smaller one. Shouldn't be using. It should be just fine for this smaller rod. I'm not gonna be welding anything crazy, so that should be just fine. And I can't really imagine what would happen if I overloaded that. It's not like it's gonna, I don't think I can short out those terminals too easy. So I think that'll be just fine. Pretty heavy duty. And we'll get into that a little bit later. Next couple videos we'll be busting this out and getting into it. The deer's still out here. Okay. I don't like chasing the deer off because they, it's kind of cool when they hang around the house. Forgot to do something over here. Just some stitch welding on those middle supports. Oh yeah, coming along. Almost there, I can't freaking wait. Looking good though, I love it. I really don't want to paint it. But if I paint it, I plan on doing Winnebago colors again just to match that front cap. And I think it'll stand out less. You know, if I'm driving around the big old steel Mad Max looking thing, get pulled over everywhere I go. So give it some motorhome looking colors, or maybe I'll just paint it white and do some of those fancy like swooshes. You know, some RVs are just white with like a swoosh, or a couple stripes and a swoosh. I've been doing research on paint jobs. I like the way old semi trucks look. I kind of want to paint. Kind of want to do an old semi truck paint combination. Who knows? It's just gonna be primer first. Stay tuned, everybody. Soon enough, we'll be taking this thing for a test drive. I can't wait. Get my seat back in there. Just need some switches to start it. I want to chop this stuff out next. Kind of starting to bug me. I want it matching the other side, and I like the idea of having a, you know, nice open area for access, even with a wheel well. I'll probably come up a little higher. We'll see, we'll see. Lots to do, but at least the outside is just about done. I can throw some primer on there, pop the windows in, and don't have to worry about rain anymore. Start working on the inside. I might have to be here one more winter. Got a little more leniency. Seems the ranch owner is happy just as long as I'm making progress. Still going as hard as I can. Nose to the grindstone. Also brought the stick welder to do some gap filling. I'm gonna fill that in. I'm gonna weld along that seam over there too. Gonna do a little more reinforcing in the frame down here. I don't want this part flexing at all, so I might do like some kind of cross member there. I mean, there already is one, just a little ways back. It's all pretty solid. Oh, there it is. That's a pretty decent cross member, but I'm gonna do another one just in case. I don't want the body flexing. That'll break welds. Oh, that thing is cool. I'm loving it more and more the more it gets completed.